Hello everyone. In this video, I'm going to do a few examples on modeling with linear function, which is kind of the application type problem when involving creating a linear function to model the situation that you're working with. And this is linear function is the most basic type of function that can be used to model really simple situation. So let's take a look at the question from the homework. And when you do, you're gonna have a similar problem on the homework, but the numbers are gonna be different because my open math it's randomized the question. So for this question, we given that a phone company Nextfail has a monthly cellular plan where customer pays a flat monthly fee and then a certain amount of money per minute used on the phone. So if a customer used 210 minutes, the monthly cost will be $133.50. If a customer used 600 minutes, the monthly cost would be $309. Find the equation in the form y equal to mx plus b, where x is the number of monthly minutes used and y is the total monthly of the Nextfail plan. Okay, so so we need to find this equation. This linear equation is in the form of y equal to mx plus b, where we know x represent the number of monthly minutes used, and y represent the total monthly cost for the plan. So let's try to summarize what we've given here. So let me write down what is the x and what's the y in this situation. So we have this is our model. Y is equal to mx plus b. So the x here is the number of monthly minute use. And then y is the total monthly cost. So by what's given to us, we given that if the customer used 210 minutes, so that means when x equal to 210, y is gonna be, well, the monthly cost will be $133.50. So $133.50. So basically this information give us a pair of numbers, and this pair of number it would be like a point x and y that we can use to help us find the equation. So we have this pair, this order pair, 210 comma 133.5, and then we also given that if the customer use 600 minutes, which means when x equal to 600, the cost is $309. 309. So we get another pair of numbers, 600 comma 309. Now, using the two order pairs of points, we can write the equation that would represent the total monthly cost for this plan. Okay, so to write this equation using the 2 points that we have, we're gonna have to find the slope of this equation, which is m. So we have m, the slope is gonna be equal to 309. Remember the formula is y2 subtract y1, and then divide by the difference between x2 minus x1. Okay, so we have 309 minus 133.5, and then divide by 600 over 200 minus 210. So let's do this calculation. I would have to do this on my calculator. You should do this on your calculator as well. Okay, so let's try this. So what I get is 0.45. Okay, so that would be my slope. This is a positive slope, right? This is a positive slope, which means that if we have to sketch the line that represent this function, it's gonna go up like that, okay? Which means, the function is increasing. We talk about that, linear function could be increasing or decreasing. It's increasing if the slope is positive, and here we have a positive slope, which means that, you know, the more minutes you use, the cost is going to go up. Once we get the slope, we can use this equation y equal to mx plus b to help us write the equation. So I can just plug in m and then plug in either of the 2 points into the equation, the x, where the x and the y is. So I could use, I want to use the one without the decimal points. I want to use the second point. So I'm going to plug in plug 600 comma 309 into y equal to mx plus b. And of course, we have to plug in the sub 0.45 as well. So I'm going to have 309 is equal to 0.45 times x is 600, and then plus b. And then I have to find the b in this case. So I have to do this calculation, 0.45 times 600, which is like 45% of 600. So that's give me 270. So 309 is equal to 270 plus b. Subtract the 270 from both sides. I get b is equal to 309 minus 270, and that's give me 39. So the equation that we have is going to be y is going to be equal to 0.45x plus 39. So what does this number 39 mean in this situation? The 39 represent the fixed cost per month. Okay, so no matter how many minutes you use, you always have to pay a fixed cost of $39. So this is, you know, we would call this is the fixed cost. Fixed cost is $39. And then the 0.45 here would be the rate per minute. So it's basically it's cost 45 cents per minute. And then how many minutes you use will determine the monthly cost, the total monthly cost. So to get the total monthly cost, you would take the number of minutes you use, which is x, multiplied by how much it costs per minute, which is 45 cents. So that's that quantity. When you take 0.45 times x, in business, this is called the variable cost. The variable cost. So when you take the variable cost, you add with the fixed cost, that gives you the total cost. Now, the 0.45 here represent 45 cents per minute. That's what that number represents. Okay, so we get this is our model, 0.45 times x plus 39. Now let's go to our, so let's say if we can check, I have the answer key here, click on that, that's the equation. The cost equation is y equal to 0.45 times x plus 39. Now use your equation to find the total monthly cost if 652 minutes are used. Okay. So to find the total monthly cost, if you know how many minutes are used, all we have to do is plug in the 652 into the x, and then find what's the y value is going to be. So in the calculation, I'm going to do for part B, I would have y equal to 0.45 multiplied by x is 652 plus 39, and see what does that going to give me for this. So I would do this on my calculator. So I get 332.4. So it would cost $332.40. Okay. So let's go to the answer here and check it. 332.4. Okay, so that's good. So hopefully that makes sense to you. And I will see you in the next video.